What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Wars. And I'm Joe Morley, and you know what that means when I'm speaking first. That means Mike and his TikTok gang got smacked down to where they belong, right? That means I'm back on top. Mike, I told you last week that I was just sitting back and I was just relaxing and I was going to let you come on back. But when the going got tough, I was going to pop back up and just Mike Tyson you right back to the floor. Mike, you're looking like what was the guy Conor McGregor who got knocked out a couple weeks ago, probably when you went on your little win streak. But Mike, it's over. It's over. I'm back on top. What is this? Win number 11. Win number 11. Here I am. Thank you guys who all voted. Thank everybody out there. Mike's TikTok followers. I got one thing for you. Y'all suck. You guys can't back Mike. Just come on over to Team Joe. Vote it up. Let's go. Let's get this started. Let's hit that intro. Mike, another win for the man.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Step into the 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 war zone. Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone.
I will say this. The Joe Morley Army did show up last week. I think it was over 40 comments. We broke the record for views, and I believe I lost by quite a few votes. So hats off to you. Hats off to the Army and everyone that made that happen, because I could not stand a chance. Every time that I would go and check like the score in the comment section, you have a foot over there. Every time that I would go and check the score in the comment section, I would notice a few more votes piled in for MIKE, but then like 10 votes piled in for Joe Morley. I'm like, where are these people coming from? Amazing show last week. You won it. I'm gonna get this one. No big deal. We can tie it up 11-11, 4-1.
I was just tired of you talking. I was tired of hearing the show start with you. And people don't, and then I would look at the ratings, right? And I would look at our ratings, and then like Mike starts the show, whoop, and just drop. And now when I start the show, it goes whoop all the way up. So all you guys out there, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button, and then go ahead and comment below who you think is going to win this episode, or watch the episode and let us know who's going to win. But of course, it's going to come down to right here: J to the O,
I to the K to the E. You see, I had an extra letter.
Let me change my camera up just a little bit so you guys can see this whole beautiful face just a little bit.
And ratings start going back up just like that. I started the show sometimes, ratings go down, but once you fix the camera and get that beautiful face in the shot, straight back to the ceiling, right?
This is what people tune. This is what people tune in for right here. Look. Let's get this started.
Like a true Raiders fan. All right, let's go to war. Do the Lakers still have a shot in the NBA playoffs? Joe, in 2016, I witnessed LeBron James climb a feat that seemed insurmountable. I'll set you up with the storyline again in case anyone's forgotten. Down 3-1 in the NBA Finals to one of the most stacked teams in the history of God's green earth. He won Game 5 to get it to 3-2. He took the Cavaliers through Game 6 to send it to 7. Then the famous Iguodala chase down block, and the Cleveland Cavaliers became world champions for the first time in their franchise's history. And ever since then, ever since that moment, ever since I saw that mountain climbed, as I said last week, I love to see people climb mountains and remain atop the mountain. I have been a Bron fan. And if he pulled that off, all he has to do is have a shot, be in the tournament, competing for the NBA Finals, and I will still think that this man has a chance. This may be a blessing in disguise because when they do come back, LeBron James and Anthony Davis will both be rested and hopefully ready to go. A little iffy on AD if he's going to be ready at the start of the playoffs, but hopefully by the time the playoffs kick on, we get through round one, Anthony Davis can get back out there and get back to his form. The Lakers can go into the playoffs rested and hungry. So yes, this may be a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is going to help us out. This is something that helped them win the championship last year, was being so rested following the league lockdown thanks to the coronavirus. Will the Los Angeles Lakers be in the tournament? I think the answer is yes. Will LBJ be healed up and ready to go for the tournament? Hopefully, yes. If those two answers are still a yes, and until either one of those become a no, then they still got a shot at this thing, thanks to the king.
Mike, the Lakers without LeBron James is like Friday Night Wars without Joe Morley. The show cannot go on. LeBron was playing at an MVP level, and he elevates everybody around him, right? The team was built around who? LeBron James. They need to be able to, and he'll be there to get him through that tough times. LeBron James, even at 70%, like you said, even at 70%, he's better than half of the NBA players. They need LeBron James to win a championship. The Lakers will probably still make the playoffs, probably still make it, but they're going to get bounced early. They're going to get bounced early. It's tough to see the injuries, especially the top name guys and the title on a title contender team. But it looks like this will be one of those seasons, Mike. Looks like this will be one of those seasons that you and the Laker fans will ask yourselves, what if? What if? What if? So, Laker fans, I'm sorry to tell you, if LeBron James doesn't come back from this high ankle sprain, your season, the Los Angeles Lakers season is OVER. Is over.
So we seem to agree that the key here is, can LeBron and Anthony Davis get back on the court? I think Bron's coming back for sure. Anthony Davis, I'm not so sure, but I will say this. The Lakers are probably the most win now team maybe ever, because whenever LeBron James starts to degress, and it's going to happen, while the man does seem like a superhero, he's not actually a superhero. So at some point, he's going to start to regress as he enters his late 30s, and if he plays into his early 40s. And when that happens, even if he regresses a little bit, he's carrying this team. He's still carrying teams that he's on. When he regresses that little bit, it's going to be much harder to capture those championships without bringing in a Brooklyn Nets style super team. And the Lakers, don't get me wrong, they do not have a Brooklyn Nets style super team. They can't afford to lose the 1 and 2 guy like the Nets could if they needed to at this point in juncture. So they are the most win now team. So I think these guys are going to get back on the court and risk it for the biscuit a little bit.
And it's hard. It's hard to carry your teammate. It's hard. It's hard to get, like, Mike, hop on my back every Friday night and I carry you. It's hard. I know where LeBron's coming from. And for him to come back, if he comes back, then you give the Lakers the chances come back. The more that they start getting these players back, the more their chances of winning. But Mike, I told you who's taking it. I told you in December when we did our preview. It's the Phoenix Suns, and they're scaring people right now.
Okay. Even if the Phoenix Suns manage to get to the NBA Finals, once they see the Brooklyn Nets or the Bucks or the Sixers, they're done. No chance.
Let's just say, if for your sake, hope the Phoenix Suns don't win, because I will go crazy.
He'll lose his damn mind. Chris Paul for MVP.
Woo! This whole thing will be Phoenix Suns out right here. Suns everywhere.
Take all the Raiders stuff down till next football season. Like, let's go Suns. All of a sudden you have jerseys. Like, Joe, I didn't know you had jerseys.
And since day one.
Fans since day one. Biggest bandwagon of all time. I'm terrified for the Anthony Davis situation, because if they try and push him on that Achilles and that thing goes, that could be the end of his career. That literally could be the end of his career, which is frightening to think about. And remember, I said they're lucky they got away with the calf thing. Now it's starting to come out that they got very lucky. It's just the calf because his Achilles is not looking too good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do the Lakers really want to fight and struggle and try to bring these guys back for the 8th seed, or just relax, just have it? It is what it is. Start over next year.
Yeah, you're saying just pack it in and put it all in for next year?
Might as well.
Maybe. But if LeBron can get back on that court, they ain't going to do that. He's going to give it all.
If they're not 100% and you risk that injury, you're going to cost not only this season but next season. We saw it with like Kevin Durant and all them a couple years ago.
Yeah,
where they risked it, and is it worth it now? No. So I mean, if you feel that they're not going to come back 100% or at least like 95%, let it go. Let it go. Hit the music. Let it go.
Here's the real question. What would the Michael Jordan GOAT leavers do if LeBron James came back to the Lakers and they're 7th or 8th seed playing on the road against the top teams in the West and runs the table by himself all the way to the finals? What are the MJ GOAT leavers going to do then?
Who did you just compare LeBron James to?
Michael Jordan.
So that still means that Michael Jordan is still the best. If you're comparing somebody to somebody, that means that person is better than them. If you always start the sentence with, if LeBron James does this, will he be better than Michael Jordan? That means you know in your mind that Michael Jordan is still better.
Oh, there is no questions. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm saying from the MJ GOAT leavers point of views, the Brian Bolsters of the world. That's why they're all bald, because Michael Jordan's bald. It adds up. 2 + 2 = 4.
LeBron's not bald. I don't know. LeBron has the most magical hairline in the world. Like, it was gone and it came back. And yeah, never mind. I'll leave LeBron's hairline out of this.
We're talking about Brian's hairline here.
Well, I'm talking about LeBron's. You're talking about hairline. You're talking about everybody who's bald in the world. And I thought about LeBron.
Here's an opportunity to take a jab, man.
I'm not taking a jab at Brian. I like Brian.
Oh, okay. Now you like Brian. Everything's all twisted up here at the end of this topic. Let us know who won in the comments, or save it and vote for all 3 rounds at the end, whichever works. But please, you decide the winner. Pick the winner. Let's go to the next round. Give your way to early World Series picks.
Mike, baseball is a week away, and I'm excited. For the first time in my life, I get to say that my team is the defending World Series champions. And of course, Mike, I don't think we'll disagree here when I say I'll take the Dodgers to be my early World Series favorites, right? The Dodgers are loaded. The pitching staff looks amazing. The lineup is bad. Beep. We'll leave it there, right? That lineup is scary. Now, I'll give you a couple teams that I think can challenge them. Challenge the Dodgers right now. Maybe the Braves, the Padres, the White Sox. But who's going to remember second place, huh? Nobody remembers who comes in second place. It's all about who hoists that trophy at the end of the season. And I hope and I believe that it's going to be my favorite team and your favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, yet again. And Boston fans, I know you're out there watching, all you Boston fans, Joe Skirdo, all you guys. Thank you and your organization once again for Mr. Mookie Betts. Dare I say it, Mike? Dare I say it? The Dodgers will be back-to-back champions.
Well, it's got to be the Dodgers, right? If we're talking about a way too early World Series pick, but I'm going to be the guy to be flashy because that's just too easy of a pick, Joe Morley. I'm a little disappointed in you. I set you up for this. And with the nature of the baseball sport, the team that it makes sense to win the World Series every year doesn't necessarily win the World Series every year. So I am going to go with the Atlanta Braves, one of the teams that you mentioned. They have been right on the Dodgers behind, to remain PG, for the past couple of years, really. While they don't quite have the pitching that the LA Dodgers boast, the lineup, I think, is just as explosive as the Dodgers. Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies are only getting better. Marcell Ozuna is a monster. Freddie Freeman is a legend. They are going to be hitting bombs all year long. If the Dodgers sleep on the Braves come playoff time, They could continue hitting bombs into the playoffs and continue hitting bombs all the way to the World Series. The Braves had the Dodgers against the ropes last year, up 3-1 to them in the NLCS. They are legitimately threats to the NL and legitimately threats to the current champions, which are your Los Angeles Dodgers and my Los Angeles Dodgers. So I'm going to go with the Braves as my out of left field baseball reference. Way too early World Series prediction.
No, well, I didn't say that the Braves weren't going to be contenders. I think the Braves are one of the top teams right now. I think the Padres are top team. I even like the Nationals. Maybe the Twins are sneaking in there. There's a lot of good teams, but when you're looking at it, and like you said, when you're looking at on paper and you go, what team should dominate? It should be the Dodgers. Injuries could always play a big part in it. Like we said, it's an early World Series prediction, but I don't know. I think, and even Dodger players have come out and said, when they were down 3-1 to Atlanta last year, that woke them up. And that changed the whole mindset of everybody on that team. And I think it's good. I think they're going to remember that. And I was wondering if they would come out with the mindset of like, oh, we already won, or, can we go out and do it? But then Justin Turner spoke up, and Justin Turner said that he didn't get to celebrate. He won the World Series, so his team won the World Series, but he didn't get to win the World Series. He wasn't on the field to experience it because of everything that happened with COVID. So he wants to experience that again. So there's a fire from the leader right there that's burning, that he wants to be there on the field for the last out of the World Series. So they are going to go out there and fight. They brought Trevor Bauer in. He's never been and won a World Series, so he's going to want to do that. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
My thing is in the MLB and in baseball over the years, it just the Dodgers probably have been the World Series favorite for the last 5 seasons. Right. And the team that should win the World Series doesn't always win the World Series. It just doesn't work out that way. Whether it's a cheating scandal, whether it's injuries, or whether it's just one of these teams getting extremely hot at the right time, like we saw the Nationals do a couple of years ago. The MLB is so unpredictable. And if a team is going to get hot and start hitting bombs, other than the Dodgers, I think the Braves will be the one to do it. In your opinion, you got a little bit more baseball expertise than I do. In your opinion, who do you want to see come out of the AL to face the Dodgers? Or who do you think would be coming out of the AL?
Let me tell you something, Mike.
That's you.
Yeah.
Why'd your voice change? Because you're cardboard.
Yeah, he's not all me. He's just like a skinnier version of me.
Oh, okay.
Not better looking, though, but I don't know. I like to see the White Sox because it's something different. But in the back of your mind, everybody wants to see the New York Yankees, LA Dodger World Series. That's like the main matchup you want to see, right? Everybody wants to see that. But I would like to see the White Sox. I think they have a great team. I would in the AL. I would like to see an underdog team. I'm not gonna get on the Blue Jay bandwagon. Get that crap. Stop with the Blue Jay stuff. Like they're gonna. I could say the White Sox or the Twins. That would be one of the 2 teams that I would say. But of course, people are still gonna ride the Astros and all that. But yeah, I want something new. I want one of the AL Central teams.
The Twins will be fun. I just realized something. My old friend Renee is probably pretty happy with me. I took the Nets a couple weeks ago to win the NBA Finals. All right, it was months ago now. It was before the James Harden trade, and now I'm taking the Braves to win the World Series. It's just a coincidence. I swear. I don't want any of your teams to win. Trust me.
You're doing anything to get votes on this show. Like you'll kiss people's butt just to get votes over here. I mean, I know Bogart Scott watches our show. Do I kiss the 49ers butt on this show just to get his vote? Come on, man. Mike, stop selling yourself short. Get the votes correctly, come correct, and root for your team. Dodgers are taking this. The Dodgers are winning the World Series again. And you can cut this out in a couple months when they do it.
Hey, I won't be too against it, but I am desperate for a vote. So San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl, baby. Type MIKE in the comments. Let's move on to the next round. Which under the radar sport should be mainstream? I am going to give a shout out to my wife and all her friends on this topic. And I'm going to go with professional volleyball. Plot twist, right? Both male and female. Look, volleyball has it all, Joe. Athletes with elite jumping, IQ, agility, awareness, strategy, strength, speed, and everything in between. A game that has a ton of false finishes, which can be entertaining as hell, especially for us wrestling fans. High-flying plays on just about every serve. These dudes/dudettes have the hops of basketball players, the hand-eye coordination of baseball players, the strategic genius of a chess player, and the toughness of a football player, all balled up into one sport where they smack a ball around like a bug. You should enjoy this. You got to love it, and it deserves way more attention by the mainstream media and sports community. You won't ever see volleyball on ESPN unless it's the Olympics. But here on the Warzone Sports Network, you do. We talk volleyball because we cover every sport, and we will be covering every sport going forward. A little bit of foreshadowing. Maybe that's just one more reason to hit that subscribe button while you're here. Yeah, I'm plugging us in my debate. As if you needed any more reasons in the first place.
Would ice hockey be considered a non-mainstream sport? I mean, if so, I don't understand why it doesn't get as much attention as it should. Maybe because I grew up watching the Mighty Ducks, and it sticks in my heart just a little bit because everybody loves the Mighty Ducks story, right? Anyways, I'm going to go with curling. If you talk to anyone and ask their favorite event in the Winter Olympics, I would say at least 1 out of 4 would say curling. And guess what? Not everyone knows what's going on that ice when curling's happening, but it catches your eyes. I don't even know how to score curling, but I'll stay up till 3 a.m. watching the damn thing. I'll stay up and cheer and be like, yeah, do it, not knowing what's going on. Curling should be on all the time, Mike, all the time. They should have a curling channel. Welcome to the curling channel. Here we are. I'm Joe Morley and Mike on the mic. And the stones and the brooms are the way to go. And it seems like everyone can play it. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, you can play curling. Mike, if you're against curling, then you're not a sports fan.
I like the boldness. If you don't like curling, get out of here.
Yeah, get the hell on out of here.
Go ahead. Go
Curling's taking over the world.
You ain't a sports fan if you don't like curling, but I agree. Curling does deserve a little bit more attention.
Can we get a Mike on the mic and Joe Morley or a Friday Night Wars loves curling t-shirt? Or we're bringing curly back or whatever. Let's work on that.
All right, that's coming up soon. Everyone keep a lookout. WarzoneSportsNetwork.com. I love curling shirts. Comment brought to you by the Warzone Sports Network.
You don't love curling, you don't love sports.
Quote Joe Morley, the guy that's beating me. This guy is beating me in debates. It's definitely volleyball. You guys know volleyball is a lot more entertaining. Yeah, I have fun watching volleyball. I feel like I'm watching a mainstream sport when I watch volleyball.
Mike, the only thing about volleyball is I can't wear those shorts. Those are too short for me. People would laugh at me and say, hey, what are you doing, guy? And then try to call the cops on me if I was wearing those shorts. But are we talking indoor volleyball? Are we talking outdoor volleyball? Are we talking beach volleyball? What are we talking?
The whole thing.
Everything.
The whole thing deserves some more coverage. You don't ever see it on ESPN. Like you see ice hockey. I personally think ice hockey deserves more attention also, by the way, to mention the beginning of your debate. But I think that ice hockey deserves more attention because that's one of the most fun sports to watch, especially when you get to understanding what the goal of the game is to murder your opponent and put a little tiny puck through a net. That's the goal of the game.
Well, I was going to say I said ice hockey. And a little plug here at Mighty Ducks fans. There is a new series coming out on Disney Plus with the Mighty Ducks, and Emilio Estevez returns. Oh, I can't wait. Anyways, yeah, ice hockey. I know NHL just signed a deal where they're going to be back on some of the major channels. Great. It's good to see that. But I was also thinking about lacrosse because lacrosse is kind of like a mixture of all these sports of hockey and everything back together. So I'm going to go with lacrosse, especially with like a lot of ex-NFL players or players that don't make it in the NFL, go to lacrosse and they make it there. So that was another one I was thinking about. But there's so many. Cornhole, man, that's whoop, whoop. Whatever we could put on ESPN Ocho, right?
You seen those professional cornhole players? They are ridiculous with those things. The beanbags be doing different spins so they land certain directions and they spin certain ways and strategies and techniques. It's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. Like I knew horseshoes is a professional sport too, but cornhole is legit. Like that's fun to watch. It'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't, and they call their shots, and oh man, whatever. It's
They do. Yeah. Bowling's a lot of fun to watch too.
but it has nothing on curling. Let's go back to the original point. If you
it's volleyball.
Anyways, you guys are watching the Warzone Sports Network. You guys are watching Friday Night Wars, one of the 3 shows that we put on weekly right now. Mike on the mic. I'm Joe Morley. You guys vote right now. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys turn on that notification so you guys are getting everything that we're putting out. And you guys go ahead and vote right now. Vote for the winner. You just saw all 3 debates right now, and you already know who it was. I just dominated Mike yet again, and I'm taking win number 12.
If nothing goes wrong, I'm assuming that this episode is premiering live in front of the millions and millions of Warzone Sports Network fans. I want all 1 million of you right now. Before you go anywhere else, go ahead and hop in those comments and vote for Mike. Just go ahead and do it right now. If we're live, if this thing is going, everyone's watching, Joe Morley's in the comment typing Mike sucks, overpower him with some MIKE, Team Mike, Mike Squad Up, however you want to do it. I appreciate it. I'll respond to your comment immediately after you put it up. Just say, just going a little olive branch.
Just to let you guys know, this is the original show of the Warzone Sport Network. This show started it all. So if you're an OG fan of this show, let us know in the comments, and we got something for you. We want to give you guys a shout out. We want to let people know who's been following us since day one and who's been seeing this channel grow from Friday Night Wars to the Warzone Sports Network. We appreciate everybody out there, and hey, only more to come. If you're following us on Instagram, we'll make sure you guys are doing that. Follow us on TikTok. We got Twitter. Follow us on everything, because you guys don't know what's coming. There's a lot more coming, and it's only getting better and better from here.
And if you do follow us on all those platforms, and you are an OG fan of the show, then you know, I know, Joe knows, Brian knows, the other Joe knows, everyone knows that you never know when you're talking sports or in a sports debate when you're gonna have to go to war.
No, I always throw that curveball at you. I'm not gonna let you think that I hate Brian just because I hate Brian.